Hey Starseeds! So a lot of people have been asking me to make a video on how to make roti. Now for those of you who don't know, roti is a delicious flatbread that I am going to show you how to make from scratch. Let's do it. So to a bowl, we're going to add in 3 cups of organic all-purpose flour. And to that, we are adding in a ½ teaspoon of salt and 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. Now what you want to do is take a whisk, just to make sure that all of the ingredients are combined. Now this is a really simple recipe. There's a little bit of a technique to making roti, but the ingredients are quite simple. So now what we're going to do is take 1¼ cups of cold water, and we are going to slowly pour it in. And this is the part where you need to roll up your sleeves and just gently mix the water and the flour together until a dough forms, a dough ball. Now what we want from this is that we want a sticky dough because we are going to be adding a little bit of flour later on. So you need a sticky dough here. You don't want to be adding any more flour to the bowl at this point. I'm going to make sure that you add enough water. So you want to knead this for about 2 minutes. And if you feel like it's just a little bit dry, you're just going to add in a touch more water because we do want it to be a little sticky. So this is what we have after 2 minutes of kneading. It's quite a sticky dough. So we're going to take a little bit of flour and just put our dough down and roll it. You can roll it between your fingers like this until you get a log, and then you're going to cut it in pieces. Now the size really depends on how big your frying pan is. If you have a small frying pan, you're going to make smaller pieces. If you have a large frying pan, you can go ahead and cut your pieces a little bigger. So I got 8 pieces here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them and roll them gently and make them into cute little balls, and then put them aside. If your balls are really sticky and you can't manage to make them into nice balls, what you can do is just take a little bit of flour, not too much, and just put it on the palm of your hand so that you can actually roll them without sticking. So once you've rolled your dough into little balls, now what we're going to do is take a little bit of flour, flour the surface of your countertop. Make sure your countertop is clean, by the way. And we're also going to flour the rolling pin, and we are going to dip this ball into the flour. Now, what we're going to do is roll the disc out so that you get a nice, flat, thin, round disc. And I can't promise you that mine are going to be perfectly round because I have not mastered the art of rolling out dough, but I will do my best. And to be honest, it doesn't even matter if your dough, if your roti isn't perfectly round, because it's still going to be delicious. So once you've got somewhat of a round dough, you're going to take some olive oil and just brush it so that there are no dry spots, okay? You don't have to drench it in oil, just make sure that there are no dry spots. And now we're going to add in some flour, okay? And I like to do this by sifting it over so you get a nice even amount of flour on your roti. And this process of adding oil and flour is going to ensure that we are going to get layers of flakiness and goodness in our roti. So there we go, that's perfect. And now what we're going to do is cut from the middle down and make little triangles all the way around. So you make a triangle and you turn it. You make a triangle and you turn it. You make a triangle and you turn it, sort of like a cone, really. And then, once you get to the final piece, you basically stick it into the bottom of the roti. And this will ensure that we're gonna get lovely layers and push the other side down as well. And we are back in a ball. How awesome is that? And now what we're gonna do is just brush it with oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll out all my rotis and I will see you guys back here in a bit. So once you've finished all your balls, you are going to just cover them with a tea towel and you're going to let them sit for 20 minutes. So I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. So our dough balls have been proofing for about 20 minutes and I ended up using a lid of a pot to actually cover my dough balls. So what we're gonna do now is just take a dough ball and flour the surface, flour the rolling pin, and roll it out as best as you can into a circle. So very gently place your hands under the roti and into the frying pan. So we are going to add a little bit of olive oil. You don't have to drench it. You can just add with a brush, with a pastry brush, some olive oil onto the surface. And you're just going to cook this on one side for about 30 seconds and then we're going to flip it and repeat this process. So as you can see, our roti is already starting to bubble up and this is exactly what we want. So after 40 or 50 seconds, we are going to flip this. And brush some olive oil onto that baby. Oh my God, this is just delicious, guys. So what you want to do is you want to keep flipping at least 2 times and until you see that there are dark brown spots here where the bubbles are, okay? As you can see, it's bubbling once again and we're gonna let this side cook for 1.5 minutes and then we're gonna flip it again. Just gonna flip it once again. Oh, you see what I mean about the brown spots? This is exactly what we want. Beautiful. So I am going to repeat the process and just brush once more with olive oil and flip it one more time. That looks delicious and smells incredible. So I am going to plate this now. Oh, guys, what can I tell you? Looks delicious and I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the dough balls. So our rotis are ready and just look at this flaky deliciousness, guys. Oh, you can eat this. Look at how flaky and beautiful. Eat it with roti, make a wrap. I'm actually making some tofu fingers and I'm gonna make a nice wrap, curry tofu with a little bit of avocado in here and it's gonna be delicious. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and if you liked it, hit that like button and if you loved it, subscribe to the channel, guys, because we are here every single Wednesdays and Sundays giving you delicious plant-based recipes every single week. So see you soon.